Welcome to the Pachera Talks. My name is Arun and I'm Solutions Architect, MCT, currently working with Novintech, which is one of the best organization to work with. And this is my channel. These are my views. And today we are going to explore the IDPS feature of Azure Firewall. IDPS. Some call it IDPs, some call it IDs and IPs, but it is intrusion detection and prevention service or system. So, what is the full form of IDPS? Intrusion detection and prevention system. It simply means what it implies: detection of intrusion, and once you detect, you can prevent it to getting into your system and do any harm. This system comes with the Azure Firewall Premium SKU that we have already discussed many times. But today it's time to explore and dig deeper into IDPS. And that's what we're gonna do today. So the intrusion detection and prevention system feature of Azure Firewall is a critical component designed to detect and prevent. Designed to detect and prevent. Okay. What it is designed to detect and what it is designed to prevent? Well, malicious traffic and activities which could hamper or harm your environment in real time. So that's what it's going to detect and that's what it's going to prevent. Now, how exactly it does that? So by utilizing a comprehensive database of signatures and anomalies. Yes, Microsoft has a comprehensive database of signatures and anomalies, which keeps on updating, and this IDPs leverage that database and work accordingly. So it will monitor, and if the pattern meets or matches, it will become aware and apply the prevention if it's supposed to be prevented. So how it does that? By utilizing comprehensive database of signatures and anomalies, and Azure Firewall IDPs can easily identify and block wide range of cyber threats from network attacks to vulnerabilities. So it's the very simple understanding of IDPs. I hope it makes sense to everyone, for all the new folks, freshers, and people who trying to understand this, because people use this word in a normal language, but they do not actually know what is happening behind the scene. So IDPs is IDs, IPs, IDPs, IDPS, all are same thing. It's intrusion detection and preventions. All right, so how it does, because Microsoft has a huge database of signatures and anomalies, so it monitors and detect if pattern meets, and it takes care of the prevention or the block the traffic or attack. So let's try to understand the concept little deeper. So IDPs is consist of these two things. Okay, detection and prevention. I should not do that. Better I use this. So intrusion detection, it actually monitors. What it does, it monitors network and system activities for malicious actions or policy violations, because you can only detect anything until you observe and monitor it. Otherwise you cannot detect. So that's what it does, it monitors. And prevention, which actively blocks or prevents those detected threats from carrying out their intended actions. Essentially, IDPs act as a watchdog or a gatekeeper that we talked about in previous video. ensuring that only safe traffic is allowed through the firewall. So it monitors. If it finds threats, it will gonna block. If it doesn't find threat, it will let it go. So these two works in accordance with each other. All right. So Azure Firewall Premium provides signature-based IDPs. Okay. And what it does, signature-based IDPs to allow detection of attacks by looking for specific patterns. Okay. That's what it sees. Specific patterns. Now, what are those patterns? Such as byte sequence in a network traffic or a known malicious intrusion sequence used by malware. How it can say that this is known malicious in malicious malware, because it also has a database of signatures and anomalies. Okay. Now the IDP signature are applicable for both application and network layer. So L3, L7 both. They are fully managed because it's a managed system, right? Managed by Microsoft. So they're fully managed and continuously updated. I can put this one right here. So this is managed and fully updated, continuously updated, because update of these kind of systems is very much necessary, because new attacks are created every other day. Right? So IDPs can be applied just like in the previous video we talked about that particular feature. If you remember, anybody guess? If you can guess, please write down in the comment box. I hope you remember that. So it was something, you write it down in the comment box, but I can talk about something else, which is uh, that system that we were only for the outbound traffic, if you remember, right? I do not have that. So that was for outbound traffic only. That was the TLS. Enough of the suspense. So the TLS feature of Azure Firewall was for the outbound uh, traffic only, but this one is applicable for both inbound and outbound. Okay. And also east and west. Just like TLS for outbound and east and west, it is both inbound, outbound, and east west. Spoke to spoke, east west. All right. So IDPs allow you to detect attacks in all ports and protocols for unencrypted or non-encrypted traffic. That's what it does. Okay. So now again, the same thing comes back. Just stay with me. So this is for unencrypted traffic. What about the encrypted traffic? Please write the answer in the comment if you know. If you're following this channel or this particular series, I am damn sure you know the answer. Okay. So for encrypted traffic, who does? What feature of firewall does? So it takes care of uh, detect attacks in all ports and protocols for unencrypted traffic. Now, the IDPs also has something called a bypass list. Okay, if you're wondering what is a bypass list, well, it is exactly what the name says. There could be a range of IPs that we trust, we know that belongs to us, and we do not want to go through all that things that we keep on talking about, go through all these features of firewall. So we can have that feature. It is a configuration that allow us to not filter traffic to any of the IP addresses or ranges or subnets specified in this bypass list. So the important thing is this IDP's bypass list is not intended to be a way to improve throughput performance. as the firewall is still subject to the performance associated with the use case, right? But we do have a mechanism by which we can bypass it. So in Azure Firewall Premium IDPs, we can also create a private IPs. If you're wondering what is the benefit of doing that, why we do that, because isn't it supposed to do all the IDPs inbound, outbound, east, west? Well, yes, it does. But this will help IDPs or Azure Firewall identifying the internal traffic. Okay. So this each signature is applied on specific traffic direction as indicated in the signature rules table. So we do have a signature rule where we have the direction of the traffic. So we can imply what all signatures can be applied to the direction of the traffic. If we are letting the firewall know these are our IPs, that means it can easily understand it's an east west traffic. Okay. So traffic sent from private IP address range to private IP address range is considered internal. All right. So one more thing is there, that is IDP signature rule. But before we talk about it, I would like to show the snippets from the documentation. So we talked about bypass list. This is the bypass list. This is firewall policy. This is the IDPs we are talking about. TLS inspection we talked about in our previous video. In IDPs, you can simply say there are signature rules that we are going to talk about now. Private IP range we already talked about. For the east-west traffic, bypass list is right here that we talked about, that you would like to exclude from going through the IDPs and things like that. So that's what it is. And let me show you this private IP ranges. We can add the private IP ranges like this here. Now it's time for IDP signature rules. This is where the magic happens. These all are the important feature or parts of our assets for IDPs, but actual magic happens in IDP signature rule. Well, it will allow us to customize one or more signatures as well, and change their mode to disable alert or alert and deny. So the signature rule has mode, and mode has these things that we can choose: enable, disable, alert, or alert and deny. Okay, we can customize it as well. So, for example, if you receive a false positive where a legitimate request is blocked by Azure Firewall due to a faulty signature, you can use the signature ID from the network rules logs and set its IDP's mode to off. This causes the faulty signature to be ignored and resolves the false positive issue. Right? So that's how it can be done. You can apply the same fine-tuning procedure for signatures that are creating too many low priority alerts and therefore interfering with the visibility of high priority alerts. You need to figure out or find out how to stop the noise. Too many alerts means you are getting lost in spam or noise. You don't want that. So you need to keep on updating this so that you would have the right alerts where you need to apply the action. So we also have priorities that we can set high, low, right? And we also have a smart search in rule. This action allows you to search through the entire signatures database by any type of attribute. For example, you can search for a specific CVE ID to discover what signatures are taking care of this CVE by typing the ID in the search bar. Well, this is something about signature rules, not everything, but I just wanted to give you the feel. But here you can have the detailed information of signature rules right here. So this is everything about the signature rules, where we talked about signature ID, mode, disable, alert, and deny that you can select, severity, low, medium, and high, direction, inbound, outbound, internal, inbound, right? Protocols, destination, everything. And here is the example of your signature rules. These all are the signature rules. You can open it or you can go through from here mode, severity, direction, group, and things like that. You can customize the signature, you can add your signature, and you can change the mode as well, like disabled or alert only, alert and deny things. You can customize as per the requirement of your environment, right? So this is what IDPs is. Now it's time to understand how actually it works. So how exactly it works? Well, as we have talked about at the beginning, detection, prevention, how we can detect by monitoring. So traffic monitoring, yes. This firewall continuously monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic for suspicious patterns or anomaly behaviors that might indicate a security threat, because IDPs has the information that can match with the traffic pattern, and it can simply alert or deny, or alert and deny, right? Mode we talked about. Then what it does when it's continuously monitoring the traffic, then signature matching happens. Signature matching. It relies on an extensive database of known threat signatures, patterns associated with malware, ransomware, phishing attacks, etc., to identify matches in network traffic. Then, if it matches, then what happens? Simply anomaly detection. Beyond signature matching, Azure Firewall's IDPs employs anomaly-based detection to spot unusual activity that could signify uh, threats. Then, once it identify the threats, then of course we gotta prevent it. So once a threat is detected, the IDPs feature can take immediate action to prevent the attack from succeeding. This could involve blocking the traffic, resetting the connection, or alerting administrators to the threat, or both. Right. And finally, we need the report of this. So, reporting. Detailed logs and alerts are generated, providing insights into detected threats and actions taken, enabling further investigation and strengthening of security postures. So, that's how it works. That is the pipeline entirely. So it starts from traffic monitoring, then it goes to signature matching, anomaly detection, then threat prevention, then reporting. Now we have understood how it works, and now it's time to talk about the benefits that we are getting out of this. Okay, because if we are not getting any benefits, why are we using it? Right? It's a world of business, it's a world of transactions, because somebody is going to pay a lot of money for the Azure Firewall Premium, so of course we are getting some kind of benefits why we are using it, that we have already talked about, but I wanted to repeat so that you are confident to talk about all these things to your customers whenever there is an interaction on firewall. So you will get enhanced security. Why? Because these Azure Firewall Premium offers advanced protection against a wide array of cyber threats, from known malware to zero-day exploits, and it keeps on updating its database of signature and anomalies. So enhanced security. And it acts immediately upon detection to neutralize threats before they can cause harm. So it is a real-time threat prevention. Of course, it helps organization meet compliance regulatory requirements that mandate the monitoring and protection of sensitive data. Right, so we are getting the compliance. I missed the M here, but that's okay. It's not co-pilot, it's compliance, compliance, compliance. So, and visibility, of course, because it provides detailed reporting. We talked about right here, detailed reporting and analytics on threat activity, improving the overall security posture and decision making. How can we make a decision once we have the visibility? What is going on? If we do not see right, then we have to take left. But if you have the visibility, there is also a right, then maybe right is the right direction. Sounds like a silly example, but it works. Okay. All right. So benefits. Now it's time to talk about the best practices. All right, we know what is IDPs now. We know all those things that we need to configure, how it works, what are the benefits, but what are the best practices that we should follow? Well, the very first thing is you got to ensure that the IDPs feature is regularly updated with the latest threat signatures to detect and prevent new evolving threats, because every day there is a new threat. Then customize IDP's policies to match your organization's specific security needs and risk tolerance. This includes setting appropriate rules for different types of traffic and applications. So, as per your environment. Monitor the performance impact of IDPs on your firewall and adjust configuration as needed to balance security versus performance, which is a very, things, conversations, debates happen all the time in organization. Well, anyways, alert management, then configure alerts to ensure that security teams are promptly notified of critical threats, enabling swift response and mitigation. Then regularly review IDP's logs and report to understand emerging threats and adjust your security policies and configurations accordingly. So continuous improvement. All right, with this performance balancing, I would like to share some important thing. Just be with me. Maybe it will help you. It's a question for all of you. Let's suppose this is our okay. This is our on premises. All right. This is security question. Stay with me. I'm dealing with this right now in my organization, or already dealt with, to be honest. So this is on premises. There is a firewall connected to the hub network where there is a firewall. We do also have some hubs. Okay, right here, like here. They are also connected with this hub network hub right here, and everything is going through firewall. These This is hub where we have the firewall. Now the question is, we do have firewall here. There is a firewall on premises. Okay. Now question is, all inbound and outbound traffic from firewall to outside is coming through firewall and going out through firewall. Okay. To the internet. But the question is, if this is on premises which has a VPN connected and there is a firewall in the hub and there is a VPN gateway right here on the hub. Okay, this is your VPN gateway where the traffic is ended. Now, there is two options. Either you can let the traffic end here and go to hub spoke directly because it is coming through firewall. It is an encrypted traffic and it will save a lot of time and it is internal. Second, you can have traffic coming here, go to the firewall, and then go to the Spock. There are two options. Which one we should choose and why? Or is there a possibility of using both kind of scenarios? If there are such situations, think about it and share your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, because both are possible. Okay, and both has ups and downs, pros and cons. You think about it and share your if you have encountered the situation already, then you know. If you don't, use your experience, your mind that you have studied so much of security and see what happens. Anyways, so we are done with all this. Now finally it's time to end the video with the help of an summarizing the entire thing through an example. Like imagine a scenario where we have this. What? Imagine a scenario where we have Azure Firewall and we do have IDPs here. Okay. IDPs. We do have internet here. Okay. Now, the system detects an incoming traffic pattern that matches the signature of a known ransomware. Okay. So we have this setup where we have Azure Firewall and we have IDPs deployed. Now this detects The traffic is coming in and it simply detects, it seems like a known pattern. Okay, it detects and it says it's a ransomware. You know, the fear of ransomware. A couple of years back, ransomware, had fun with so many organizations and blew the so many organizations. So the IDP feature of Azure Firewall immediately blocks this traffic. Remember, detect and block. So it simply blocks this traffic right here because it identifies it's a ransomware. So the IDP's feature of Azure Firewall immediately blocks this traffic, preventing the ransomware from reaching the intended targets in the network. Simultaneously, alerts. It also alerts. It raises an alert to the team. Beware, there is a ransomware attack. So it alerts the security team about the attempt, allowing team to investigate further and take additional protective measures if necessary. And if there is no IDPs, the ransomware could have encrypted the critical company data, leading to significant operational disruption and potential financial loss. Right? So that's why IDPs are so important. Why I use this example? Because we have seen ransomware doing havoc. There were so many organizations whose data they just encrypted and asked for money to decrypt the data. Well, with this, I would like to end the video. I hope it was informative and thank you for watching and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.